would it be regional? I don't even know. I should probably look at my notes. Whoops. So before we jump, oh my god, I hate this. What? That's not English. LGBT Ashmanskas. Brooks Ashmans. Oh, I'm gonna get it. Caitlin oh my god. University of Michigan. What the heck? Hi guys, and welcome back to Azaria's Place. It's a theater week, and today we are talking about The Prom. And there are a lot of musicals that are going to be adapted to film, and I feel like it's a great time for this to be happening, but at the same time, I miss live theater, so. But I'm very excited about this, actually, because I don't think The Prom got a long enough run. I really don't. I really believe it deserved more, but yeah, so we're going to talk about it. So before we jump into all the details regarding the Netflix film, we're going to talk about how The Prom got started. So I actually heard about The Prom, I think, when it was in its workshopping phases, just because I'm that theater nerd that keeps up with all that stuff. So in 2016, they actually did a run in Atlanta at the Alliance Theater, and it had featured, I believe, Beth Level was a part of it then, and Izzy McCall, I believe, was still a part of it. But as you may or may not know, not all of the original cast members from workshop performances or runs travel to Broadway when the show does. The show opened in 2018 on Broadway, so that's a 2-year difference between that run and Broadway. So the Broadway production starred Beth Level, Brooks Ashmanskas, Izzy McCalla, Christopher Sieber, Caitlin Kinnuin, Michael Potts, Angie Schwarber, Courtney Collins, Josh Lehman, and an ensemble of many talented artists and performers. And the book was written by Chad Bagelin, who you may know from works like The Wedding Singer, and he helped with the production of Aladdin, and Bob Martin, who I think is most famous for his work being The Drowsy Chaperone. And music and lyrics were by Matthew Schuyler and Chad Bagelin. While it was on Broadway, it was housed at the Longacre Theater. This show went on to receive 7 Tony nominations, including Best Musical, and it even was nominated for many other awards and even won the Drama Desk Award for Outstanding Musical. This musical also made history in featuring the first LGBTQ kiss at the Macy's Day Parade. The Prom was also directed and choreographed by Casey Nicholaw, who was the director for shows like Book of Mormon, Aladdin, Mean Girls. He's got a great list of shows under his belt. So for anyone who doesn't really know what The Prom is, like I said, it opened in 2018, and the musical later went on to close the following year. But it's basically about a girl in a small town of Indiana who just wants to take her girlfriend to the prom. And when the school administration hears about this, they decide they don't want to single her out because that could cause trouble. So instead, they decide to just cancel the entire prom. But on the other side and the flip side of things, there are these Broadway stars who are just kind of trying to find their way, seeing as their career has not been as successful as it used to be, and they hear about this because news is circulating, and they hear about this, and they decide to use this as their chance to bring themselves back to the forefront, but also to give these kids a great prom. So it's a musical comedy, which Casey Nicholaw is genius at. And yeah, the description on Playbill is, we've got trouble, folks, right here in Indiana, which is really funny if you know that. That's probably a Music Man reference. Right here in Indiana, and when Broadway's brassiest here, a student is unceremoniously sidelined from a small-town Indiana prom, and the press is involved, they are ready to kickball change the world. So that's basically the synopsis of the show. Is just trying to get themselves back on their feet, and obviously they learn some things on the way too. So with that little bit of background, let's go on and talk about the Netflix film The Prom. I'm actually very excited about this. I mean, I think I'm just very happy that theater is becoming more and more accessible. On the other end, that scares me in terms of what does that mean for audience and theater goers. On the flip side of that, you know, and I would like to see longevity with the shows. I wish that shows didn't only have like a year and a half of a run and then they closed. I wished that, especially shows like The Prom, I mean, yes, so with the stars that had cast and with it being directed by Casey Nicholaw, I was just very confused as to how this show was closing so soon, it felt like. And I think we're seeing this a lot in theater, and I know this is kind of off the rails, but I just wish that we could see shows successfully run as long as shows like Phantom and Les Mis. I just wish that we could see some more longevity with shows. I mean, they just don't, I don't know what it is, whether it's people just don't want to go see these shows, people just can't go see these shows. I don't know. And the Prom, I mean, I'm trying to think of what year that was, what else opened in that season, and I can't really think of what would have been pulling audience members in. I actually just looked at the shows that opened that season, and there were a lot that I know that I personally wanted to see. You had Beetlejuice, Tootsie, Frankie and Johnny and the Claire de Lune, Kiss Me Kate, Oklahoma, Be More Chill. There were so many shows opening that season, I think, and I can understand why some shows got the boot pretty early, and King Kong also opened in that season, so I understand where I'm coming from now. But yeah, I don't know. I think also musical comedies are so hard to do, and I think Casey Nicholaw has just gotten it down to a science at this point. But anyways, I digress. So in terms of the Netflix film, we have a release date. It will now be released December 11th on Netflix. It is actually being directed by Ryan Murphy, which you may know from Glee and American Horror Story. I'm very excited for it. It has a very star-studded cast. Personally, I don't know how they decide who gets cast in these things. I personally know that I was rooting for the Broadway cast members to be in the film, just because I feel like it's already hard enough that the show closed. I thought, in my mind, in a perfect world, they would all be transferring to the film, but that's okay. So I'm very excited though, because it is really a star-studded cast. You've got James Corden in the role of Barry as opposed to Bush Askisman, and you have Meryl Streep playing the role of Dee Dee, which Meryl Streep is amazing in everything. And then you have Nicole Kidman, which I didn't know about this at first, but I love Moulin Rouge. It's my favorite movie of all time, and Nicole Kidman is the star of that film, so I'm actually very excited to see what she does in the role of Angie, who is the chorus line girl from Chicago, being Chicago the musical. And then you also have Andrew Reynolds, which anybody will say that he's amazing, perfectly amazing. It also features a recent graduate of University of Michigan, and the University of Michigan always has amazing students come out of that program, so I'm honestly not going to be surprised if this girl is on Broadway someday after this. I don't know that she's done anything, but her name is Jo Ellen Pellman, and she'll be playing the role of Emma, which was previously played by Caitlin Kinnunen, who also received a Tony nomination for Best Actress in a Musical. And replacing Izzy McCalla will be Ariana DeBose, which many people now know who she is from the Hamilton film that was released, as she plays the Bullet. So I'm really excited just to see her in a role like this. She's amazing. Obviously, we can all see that. She's also been in productions like Bring It On. Like, she's just amazing. So I can't wait to see how this works out. I also saw that Kerry Washington's going to be in the film. This film also features Keegan-Michael Key, as well as Kevin Chamberlain, who you may know from Jessie on Disney Channel. Oh, it also will feature Sophia Deller, which, if anybody follows the Jimmy Awards at all, she was the 2017 Jimmy Awards winner. So I'm really excited just to see what they do with this, how they transfer that from stage to screen. I didn't see the show live, so I don't know how it looks, and I'm really excited to see how it transfers from stage to screen. I'm just hoping that it's as funny as I'm assuming it was. And yeah, I'm excited for this. I gotta say that I didn't expect this to happen, and like I said, I love that theater's coming to film in some way. I'm loving that we're getting more pro shots released too. I'm very excited for just everything that's going on in the theater world right now, especially in this time where we're really uncertain when theater's going to come back. So just to get it in our living rooms will be so nice. And I know that Hamilton's probably coming back and probably will not be closing for any in the near future. So for a show like The Prom that's already closed and may not be having a revival anytime soon, it's really exciting to see something that I never got the chance to see in person and just to bring it to my living room. So I'm really excited, and I just think that it's going to be an all-around good time. So that's everything that I know about it. So I'm very excited. I can't wait to see how it looks, how it turns out. The poster also looks pretty cool. I'll put it up over here for you to look at. It just basically, it says The Prom, and it has all of the celebrities in it. So like I said, very star-studded. They're not hiding that at all. And I think under Ryan Murphy, it's going to be a really, really good movie, and I can't wait to watch it. So that's everything I have for you today. That's all I know about it, and yeah, that's all I know about it. Pretty laid back, pretty chill episode today. I just want to talk about my excitement. As you know, there are also films like Dear Evan Hansen, Boys in the Band. Oh, I'm so excited for Boys in the Band. That's September 30th. What else? Diana's being filmed. I am so excited to get to watch theater in my living room and in my bed all the time. And I can't wait to make all of my friends and family watch all of those things with me too. So, with that being said, on to the show tune spotlight. So, just to keep it all in the family, in case you're not familiar with the show, I highly recommend listening to the Broadway cast album, The Prom. Like I said, music and lyrics are by Chad Beglin and Matthew Schuyler. Really amazing work. I love Chad Beglin, and I love this music. It's really fun, it's upbeat, it's exciting, it's really fun, and honestly, the Broadway cast was phenomenal. And they've given it everything they've got. But for today's show tune spotlight, I'm actually going to go with my favorite song, what I think is my favorite song. Could depend on the day. But my favorite song, I think, from the album is You Happened. I feel like this also is kind of in theme, though, because, like, the movie's happening, you know, like, You Happened. It's happening, right? I don't know if that makes sense. But You Happened from The Prom. Again, The Prom opened on Broadway in November of 2018, and it closed in August of 2019. So, thank you guys so much for watching. That's all I have for you today. Go listen to that cast album. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on this Sim Saturday. Thank you, and be kind.